It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. Today is Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Welcome inside the Treehouse. I don't know about you, Raj. I know Trey, though, is a huge candy fiend. And part of the reason why Trey is big on sweets now is because he's 8 years sober. And Trey, you heard from other recovering alcoholics that they turn into sort of sugar fiends, right?
Oh, yeah. Your body, obviously, it's been used to sugar for however long you've been drinking, and so it craves that replacement.
Yeah. So I'm not a huge sweets person in like the hard candies and sugary candy type sense. I'm more of the savory type, like give me the chocolate, give me the peanut butter, give me. I am in peak Reese's peanut butter cup season right now because you got the Halloween pumpkins followed by the Christmas trees / Santas, then the hearts for Valentine's Day, and then whatever the hell they roll out for Easter, because those to me are the best of the Reese's peanut butter cups. So that's my idea of sweet treats and candy. Raj, do you have a sugar tooth at all? Sweet tooth?
I grew up with a family full of diabetics, so it was never like when I was really young, I liked sweet, like I liked chocolate. I still I'm the same way. I like Reese's peanut butter cup so much I named my dog Reese's. But no, I mean I can do the peanut butter cups and stuff like that, but I'm not like blow pops or lollipops or any of that stuff. Like nerds.
What about gummy things like gummy bears, gummy worms? Trey, you just lit up. My goodness.
Oh, anything. Yeah. Gummy, trolley candies, like their gummies, the sweet and sour, anything. Yeah.
You know what? I am really glad you brought that up because there's a new product out just for you, Trey. It is the Trolley Gummy Worm Popsicle. The candy company, Trolley, just debuted a new line of gummy popsicles. They are a hit on social media because they really are. They're gummy texture, but they're popsicles, so they're frozen and cold. Okay? It might be kind of hard to visualize this, so I'm gonna. I've gone to TikTok for a little assistance, and then we'll try to describe this. We'll try to describe this as best as we can for our audio listeners. But Trolley has come out with a new gummy worm popsicle. Okay, you can get them at Walmart. They're like $4 or $5, and they're a hit on social media because of it's a new product. It's a sweet treat. And it's a little, if we're being honest, it's a little interesting looking. So let's go to at Snackalator on TikTok and see what he thinks about the new Trolley frozen gummy pops, and then we'll give our thoughts. Okay, so here we go.
Look at that. Gummy pops. These are brand new. They're rolling out to stores now, and it's supposed to not be like a popsicle, more like a gummy worm texture in frozen form. So let's see how this goes. I am super curious. I got this at Walmart. They're in 2 flavors. They only have one of them there. Oh, that's weird. It's frozen.
Yeah, it's a little floppy. That's a floppy popsicle right there.
It looks like an uncircumcised gummy.
It's a natural gummy.
Yeah.
Unaltered.
If I could be frank, it looks an awful lot like a sickle.
Yeah. That's not
That's ergonomic, but not in the gummy sense. Let's see what he thinks about the taste.
Look at that.
That's too floppy.
That is the weirdest thing. We'll see how it tastes. I'm kind of afraid to eat this on camera, so let's see how it goes.
He ate it. Okay.
That's a really cool texture. It is not at all like a popsicle. It's more like creamy.
It's creamy, kind of like a.
Oh, I've never appreciated diabetes more than I do right now because I have no desire for this.
And it's more wobbly. And it's got that really distinct trolley gummy worm taste. These are actually really incredible. I'm gonna give these like an 8.742 out of 10. Now I need to find
look at the package that he's holding up. Look at the smaller gummy worms to the side of the popsicle on the box. It actually looks like little bendable.
It looks like a dog's penis.
Ew.
That's what I was gonna say. But I'm glad you got to it before me, Trey.
It's a red rocket.
It is. It is. That is exactly what it looks like, and I will never have it. I can say that with confidence.
Well, let's see what someone else on TikTok thinks about these new gummy trolley gummy pops. You have to pay attention. You have to listen really closely to this young lady because she's whispering for some reason. I don't know if maybe these treats are banned in her home or what. After her dad sees this, maybe they will. So she wanted to give these a try as well. Oh, hang on. I have her muted.
Try this on my For You page. You guys know the trolley came out with popsicles? I saw someone try this on my For You page, and I ran to Walmart. Apparently, it has a chewy, gummy texture. I got the grape strawberry flavor. The one dude I saw try it had the red and yellow one. It has the texture of a gummy on the top.
I mean, look at her bending that thing. I mean, that looks more like a G-spot stimulator on a stick.
Yeah, that is. That's as phallic as it comes.
Well said. Well said. now with cooling technology.
It doesn't shrink when it gets cold.
Oh.
How do you do this? I'm betting the popsicle and it's not breaking. Let's try it.
It's a floppy.
Wait, that's so good. I don't know how to explain the texture. It's kind of like a gummy on the outside, but it's not chewy like a gummy. Try the strawberry. That's the same texture.
She went straight to the base. Okay. Good girl.
Her DMs are full.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Oh, God. Speaking of DMs being full, you need to send a DM to our buddies over at Fair Lease to get your next new vehicle. If you're ready for a new vehicle, time to get a hold of our friends at Fair Lease. Go to the website, fairlease.org. That's fairlease.org. While you're there, you can check out the inventory. You can shoot an email, fill out the request a quote thing. The phone number is right there. All the ways to get a hold of the fine people at Fair Lease to save time and money on your next new vehicle. Instead of wasting much of time going from dealership to dealership, you just go right to that website, fairlease.org, and you can pick a car right there from the inventory, and they'll bring it right to you, instead of going to a dealership and wasting a ton of time that way. And if what you want is not currently in their inventory, no big deal. Just tell them what you want, then they'll go get it. And then you can take care of everything electronically, sign all the paperwork, all of it, and maybe even take advantage of no money down and no payments for 90 days. How nice would that be? Get a new vehicle and not have to pay anything on it for 3 whole months. That's awesome. And that's also leasing the no hassle way from our friends at Fair Lease. So do that today. Go over to fairlease.org and tell them you heard about them from us right here inside the Treehouse. It's fairlease.org.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Be sure to subscribe to even more Treehouse at patreon.com/treehouseonair bonus. Treehouse content is inside. Just go to patreon.com/treehouseonair for all the different ways in which you can take in more Treehouse. We would appreciate that. We appreciate you listening and subscribing and watching as well. all things supporting the Treehouse. We appreciate it. So thank you very much. Back inside the Treehouse now. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Sammy Hagar, one of his biggest hits, I believe, is the song titled Mas Tequila. And he's really going to be singing that a lot now because did you know that he co-owns a tequila brand with Guy Fieri, the celebrity chef?
Yes.
Well, did you also know that they just had $1 million of their tequila hijacked in Laredo, Texas recently?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of tequila.
Yeah.
Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar had two of their freight trucks carrying $1 million worth of their Santo Blanco and Reposado tequila hijacked last weekend in Laredo. According to Hagar's representative, it appears this was an organized crime effort where the trucks were illegally double brokered to different carriers who transferred the product to their trucks. Meanwhile, the Rocks tequila seems to come back and forth over the border completely unmolested, probably because it's the Rocks tequila as opposed to, Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar, who are not intimidating in really any way whatsoever. But that is a lot of tequila to go missing. To be specific, 24,240 bottles of tequila.
Wow. That is one drunk cartel. That is, this is the perfect time. If you're into drugs, this is the perfect time to get them. They're going to be hammered and not going to measure it right. You're going to get a little more Coke for your buck. I'm just saying, an 8-ball is going to be a 9-ball now. So, that's a lot of. And I'm not a big tequila fan, but good on whoever got it.
And it sounds like they said it was an organized heist where there was brokers and probably bills of lading, that were being forged around and stuff. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily Ocean's 11, which ironically, I don't think I've ever heard of George Clooney's tequila getting hijacked either. But
yeah, that's interesting. The Rocks Terramana doesn't get hijacked, but diners, drive-ins, and dives, and I can't drive 55.
I'm gonna guess both Terramana and Casa Amigos have more security. Sammy's Hagar is not what we'll call in demand.
Yeah,
as far as a cartel move goes, these were amateurs. This is not a high-profile score.
So even the cartel is turning its nose up at this heist, going, "That's not us."
Yeah,
you know how different terrorist organizations around the world will claim responsibility for terrible acts. In this one, the cartel sending out press releases, like, "This was not us. We hold out for the good."
The Sinaloa cartel's like, that was we apologize. Those were rookies. That wasn't us. We'd actually take Sammy Hagar and Guy Fieri. Like, we would take them before their tequila.
We're not going to waste our time on $1 million worth of that.
Although I have been to Cabo Wabo, his Sammy Hagar's bar in Lake Tahoe, and I was there one night when he was there. So he kind of just pops in every now and again and just walks over to people and asks how they like it, and
begs them to try his tequila.
He gives it away for free.
Oh,
so I'm sure they could have just asked him. They could have just been like, "Can we steal your truck?" And be like, "Yeah, sounds good."
Honestly, if you think about it,
you want my tequila?
Why are you stealing it?
Yeah, what if it turned out that the heist, like the organizers of the tequila heist, was Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar themselves, just trying to make headlines and promote their tequila company? It's like, oh my God, someone loves our tequila so much they stole $1 million worth of it. Meanwhile, it's like a Scooby-Doo episode. They pull off the Mexican mask and it's Guy Fieri.
Like, I don't think it's called stealing if the truck was running. Like, the doors were open, and it said, "Please take." Like, I don't know. Free tequila.
Oh,
I'm not a big tequila. I finished. That was done in college. I had one night with the Patron, and let's just say
One night in San Marcos.
Yes, it was Patron Silver, and we were not friends. By the end of the night, we disagreed on a lot of things, mostly keeping food down. We disagreed on that, and so the next day I was like, "And no more tequila for Raj."
In my later years, I've kind of turned into really appreciating tequila. Not all the time, like I'm not necessarily doing straight tequila or anything like that, but if if we go out to dinner, I always gravitate towards like a spicy margarita thing with tequila, but not really like a margarita, just more like a spicy tequila cocktail of some sort.
Gotcha.
And smoky. I actually like the smoky tequilas.
I've always wanted to try the rocks, the Terramana. Apparently, everybody that I've talked to says it's really good. I've not had it, but it's very popular. I might try it at some point, but just the thought of tequila scares me. It's like that and Goldschlager. We had a huge disagreement. Yeah, we had a very big disagreement from Austin to San Marcos. I was a passenger in the car, and in an hour and a half, it was a friend of mine's birthday party. Hour and a half, I had 6 shots of Goldschlager and 6 Shiners. And
that stretch of highway to this day is still known as the Vomit Highway.
Yeah, it is. I can tell you exactly where I asked, like, to hey, can you pull over here for a second, and threw it up. And since that, I can't even smell it. So like even tequila, like if I smell it, I'm like, oh, can't do it. So I can't imagine stealing $1 million worth of it.
Well, one thing with tequilas now is people have realized that, Reposado and Añejo tequilas are a whole different animal than your just silver, run of the mill tequilas that you take shots of and stuff.
Yeah, apparently you're supposed to sip it.
Yes, yeah.
Who knew?
Definitely not College Raj.
No.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
And be sure to check us out on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/@treehouseonair is one way to find us. Another way to find us is just go to YouTube and search for the Treehouse Podcast. We'll pop up. You can check out Treehouse TV, where we will post the occasional video clip from the show. And also Treehouse Cowboys, where we talk and laugh about our favorite team, the Cowboys, and how disappointing they are and have been for a number of years. Meanwhile, back inside the Treehouse now, I'm going to tell you guys about a very interesting story, and I decided sort of last minute to turn this into a wrong answers only. So it's kind of on the fly, so bear with me, but I think it'll be fun, and I'm almost positive it'll be worth it. A new bar has been set for the most stressful crime you could possibly commit, and that is the topic for today's Wrong Answers Only Inside the Treehouse. Today, Wrong Answers Only Inside the Treehouse. That's where I will give you today a news story where you have to give me the wrong answer only. Welcome our contestants, Trey and Raj. Trey, welcome inside the Treehouse to Wrong Answers Only.
Thanks, Dan.
And to contestant number 2, Mr. Raj Sharma, welcome to Wrong Answers Only inside the Treehouse.
Glad to be here, Dan. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Now let's make it worth it to all those watching and listening at home, because it is time for Wrong Answers Only. So, gentlemen, a 28-year-old man from South Korea, recently, hang on, let me pull this up. A 28-year-old man from South Korea got arrested at an airport in Peru after trying to go through security with 320 what strapped to his body. A 28-year-old man from South Korea got arrested at an airport in Peru after trying to go through security with 320 blank strapped to his body. Raj, let's start with you. Wrong answer only.
Adult toys.
That is incorrect, which means it's a wrong answer only, which means actually that's the right answer. Good job. This show is really confusing. Trey, a 28-year-old man from South Korea, got arrested at an airport in Peru after trying to go through security with 320 blank strapped to his body. I need your wrong answer only.
Hervé Villachez.
That's a lot of tattoos. That is incorrect. That is a wrong answer. So good job, Trey. Also, that is 320 Hervé Villachez is strapped to his body. That's pretty good. I like that. No, in fact, the 28-year-old man from South Korea got arrested at an airport in Peru after trying to go through security with 320 tarantulas strapped to his body. Good God, that's terrifying.
Yuck. No.
And to make things worse, 285 of those tarantulas were babies packed in plastic tubes. The other 35 were full-grown tarantulas described as the size of a human hand. As we all now look at our hands and go, oh my God, that's a big spider.
Yeah, that's this just sounds like a bad episode of Fear Factor. This is no. Yeah, I don't know how you get somebody to volunteer to do that. That sounds like that. They need to talk to that person. They're like, who has your child? Who has your family? Like,
Yeah.
that's somebody. They've held people hostage.
Yeah, you may be onto something there. I would also like to point out that it wasn't just 320 tarantulas strapped to his body. There was more. Mm-hmm. He also had 110 centipedes strapped to his body. Ugh.
You know, at least they were strapped to his body. There's other places for that.
Yeah.
So,
and that's still not all. He also had 9 bullet ants, which are known for having the most painful sting of any insect on the planet, strapped to his body.
Did they say why he was doing this?
They think he poached them from the Amazon with plans to resell them overseas. He was flying back to South Korea, and he had a layover in France, and he got stopped at the airport. Yeah. So the total count, 320 tarantulas, 110 centipedes, and 9 bullet ants, all strapped to his body, but he got busted at the airport in Peru before he could board his flight. Thank God.
Yeah. What is the did they say what the punishment for something like that is? Is it jail time? Did he have to return them to the to the Amazon? Like, I don't know what do
I don't know. So it's Peru, so I don't know what sort of criminal system they have. He was not identified, but he was asked to lift his shirt and revealed 2 belts that had been adorned with camouflaged bags and packages containing tarantulas and other bugs. Specialists with Peru's National Forest and Wildlife Service tallied the concealed critters: 35 adult tarantulas, 285 baby tarantulas, 110 centipedes, and 9 bullet ants. All of the creatures are native to the Peruvian Amazon, and the tarantulas specifically are in Peru's list of endangered species. The agency believes they were extracted from Madre de Dios, a biodiverse region whose forests make up 12% of the Peruvian Amazon. Not that I needed it, but this is just more confirmation of why I'm never going to go to the god Amazon. It's just full of terrifying creatures.
A fitting punishment would be to lock him in a some kind of room and just turn all of those critters loose.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I mean, that's in my head. Like, that's how it was in my head. Is like you said there was a belt. Like, I didn't see I just thought he had them like taped to himself. Like, they were like actual tarantulas like crawling on him, and that just I can't.
Well, that would be pretty obvious if you're trying to smuggle them, if they're just crawling all over you.
Yeah. I was just thinking like under the shirt, like just tape to his
Oh, I got you.
tape to his person. I didn't see the camouflage belt, because how big is the belt if there 35 of them were the size of a human hand?
I imagine they were probably stacked a little bit.
That's gross.
The National Police of Peru arrested the man, and the Environmental Prosecutor's Office opened an investigation into the case, although I imagine that investigation will be pretty short. So it doesn't mention any sort of punishment for the crime. But according to an expert, the illegally extracted bugs are part of a global trade in which wildlife is smuggled and sold for higher prices, generating millions of dollars. He also explained that smuggling cases like these arise more often as Christmas nears, as illegally trafficked critters tend to fetch higher prices during the holiday season, because what children don't want 320 tarantulas, 110 centipedes, and 9 bullet ants under the tree.
That just sounds like a redneck Christmas. That's what that sounds like.
And I think even rednecks would go, get that out of my house.
Well, they need something to shoot at that's fun. That's what I'm guessing. Tarantulas.
That's what Roy Clark plates are for. You don't mess with stuff.
That's what the Franklin Mint is for. Get my Elvis plates. I'm hammered.
No offense, Raj, but this definitely would lead more of the Asian variety of an Asian Christmas.
I was thinking it was going to a restaurant. That's what I was thinking.
Still could apply.
I was just gonna say it was, an Asian. It's like sounds like an Asian stew of some sort, Korean tarantula soup.
Yeah, it's called an Asian Christmas, Charlie Brown. It would really, just imagine if it's Charlie Brown that's doing the smuggling. Good grief!
I would kill to see an Asian Charlie Brown.
Smuggling 320 tarantulas, 110 centipedes, and 9 bullet ants that have the most painful sting on the planet. I think it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, I just think that's gross. Like, I can't. I don't know how much he was getting paid or how much he was standing to make, but there's no amount of money that would let me.
Is there a family member that could be held hostage that you would transport, that you would smuggle all of these horrifically scary critters for?
No. I would just say, can I have the phone, and then just say bye. You were loved.
I hope you understand.
Rip.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Yes, please do. Check us out online, treehouseonair.com. You can also donate to the RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation while you are there. You can donate via PayPal, Venmo. There's even the address there to send us a check to the foundation, which, of course, benefits the families of fallen police officers and firefighters killed in the line of duty in North Texas. At treehouseonair.com, you can donate to the RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation. We appreciate that very, very much. Back inside the Treehouse now, Dan, Trey, and Raj. I love it. I absolutely love it when we talk about something on the show that then one of us sees in real life, and it happened recently. I think it was last week. We were talking about Crocs for dogs, or maybe it was a few weeks ago. I can't remember. Not that that's the first time I've forgotten something, and it certainly will not be the last. But we talked inside the Treehouse about Crocs for dogs being real.
Mm-hmm.
And Raj saw them in real life.
I did.
Where were
I
you?
was I was on Main Street in Deep Ellum, at the
Mm,
corner of Main Street and Malcolm X, and there was a guy, older white, no, not older, but probably like mid 30s, early 40s, maybe,
okay.
white gentleman, with a pit bull, and it was a older pit bull, and I was like, oh, what a cute, and then I just saw the paws, and I've seen pit bulls look angry. I've seen them look jolly.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
I've seen them look lovable. This one looked very sad. Uh,
That there is a broken dog.
yes, that the look on his face was like, this son of a bitch. Like, that's the only way I could describe that face. It's like, this bastard put shoes on my feet. Like, but they were they were kind of grayish brown, which matched his coat. So you had to pay attention.
So it wasn't
Uh,
like the brightly colored Crocs that are popular
no. These were like
on
grayish.
people.
I wanted to take a picture, but I was like, that dog's what? I mean, he's gone through enough. Um,
He
yeah,
doesn't. He
but it was
doesn't necessarily need to be Instagram famous as well.
yeah. I mean, he was kind of doing like you can tell he was uncomfortable in them, like though just the way he was walking. I was like maybe they're new and he's breaking them in. I don't know
Yeah.
how. I don't know how you.
Well, I'm sure
dog-
there is an adjustment period because dogs are not used to wearing shoes, let alone
Right.
Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that dogs ever get used to wearing shoes. It's not natural.
Yeah, they don't exactly look like Victoria's Secret runway models when they're
Yeah.
walking with the shoes on. And it's kind of funny.
Yeah, like my Nikki got sweaters for our dogs, and she claims that they enjoy them. Their face says no. She's like, see how much they love them? I'm like, I don't know what face you're looking at. But she got the matching yellow and white striped sweaters. We have big dogs. And the big dogs don't need, they're wearing a fur coat anyway. She's like, well, they
Yeah.
get cold. I'm like, but they don't. She's like, but they do. I'm like, but they don't. So stop putting clothes on our dogs.
When is the family picture coming out?
I joked about it, so I'm glad you said that, because I was like, hey, why don't we put this in our family Christmas card? And she said with a straight face, good idea.
And that's how you knew you had
yes,
because you
at
just
that
gave her
moment,
the idea.
yeah, at that moment I was like, well, and then I had to break the Hindu card. I'm like, we don't do Christmas, so we can't really have a card. You can't put a Hindu on it.
And notice that's why I said holiday card.
Yeah.
See, you're starting the war on Christmas there, Trey. Not us Hindus.
No, I'm just taking away your out.
He's just starting a war. Yeah, he's just trying to start a war inside your house.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure she's ordered the matching sweaters for y'all. So
Yeah. Trey doesn't want a global culture war. He just wants a culture war in your house, Raj.
I just want to see Raj and his dogs in matching sweaters. That's all.
I do too.
Now, if we did it as a joke, that would be great. But the way she said "good idea," there was no laughter.
Right, and that's what makes it even better. And now it is Trey and I's goal this holiday season is for you, Raj, you and your girlfriend and the dogs to take a holiday family photo while wearing matching sweaters.
Yeah, and she's also
your girlfriend, the two dogs.
Yeah, she's also a photographer, so she has all the equipment. So it's very possible that I really effed up good.
Oh no, you did F up good. Honestly, I'm surprised that it hasn't happened sooner because you guys have been together for a good amount of time. So really, you've just been delaying the inevitable. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Luckily, this time around, one of the dogs got too big for the sweater, so he can't wear his. And I'm like, well, if
That's
we're
okay.
not all...
Trey and I are on Etsy right now finding custom for you.
Oh, I didn't know you guys were on a-hole duty. I had no idea.
Constantly, we're always on a-hole duty.
All I can think of is I can't even think of the movie, but it's Nick Offerman and Amy, what's her from Saturday Night Live, and they do all the pictures. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
This is gonna happen.
Yeah, see that, but they're doing it ironically. She's doing this for the love of the sweater. I'm like, let's not do this at all ever. And so luckily, the Sam got too big for his sweater, so she is searching, but she can't find matching ones.
Sure, you can. All you got to do is just find a people sweater company and just find the right people size for the dog. That's how you do it.
These were for the dogs. They're dog from a dog company. So I think she wants the sweaters to be for animals. I try to tell her
until she can't find the right size, in which case she will inevitably make the leap to the people clothing and just get it for the dog and you, which make it's a lot easier to find matching sweaters for dogs and their humans when you buy the human sweaters and the dogs just wear the people sweaters.
Do you put clothes on your dog, Dan? Is that what you're...
I don't.
But
my wife does. and the animals love it.
Yeah, they sure do. This is what she tells me all the time. And,
I mean, like when our big dog was still around, he had the occasional shirt he would wear, partly
the occasional
because
shirt.
Well, yeah, because he was a bigger dog. We're not gonna put a sweater on him because he didn't need it. We just put like a t-shirt on him. He liked it from a sensory standpoint because it made him feel safe if he was feeling antsy or something. It would calm him down some. Our little dog Bella, who's a Chihuahua, they're all she's fine with it because she shakes sometimes when it's actually cold. And then when the cats get their sweaters, that really is just a defeated look.
And Trey, do you put anything on the 3-pounder?
I have a couple of items that if it's really cold and I'm taking her out, I will put a sweater on her, but otherwise no. Daisy prefers au naturel.
Look at it completely differently now, don't you? Because Trey's Chihuahua's a nudist.
A 3-pound nudist. Who saw that coming?
Take it all in.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
It's a 3-pound flasher.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you love listening and watching and subscribing to the Treehouse as much as we love doing it, then do us a favor, share the show with a friend. Click on the little share button, whether it's on social media or on your preferred podcast streaming platform of choice. Share that with a friend. We would appreciate it because the more you do that, the more people that listen, watch, and subscribe, the more we can do this. And then we all win, right? That's what we want inside the Treehouse, for us all to win. So thank you very much for doing those things, sharing the show right here inside the Treehouse. It is, in case you were not sure, Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. So let's celebrate with some birthdays. Today, celebrating a birthday is Dierks Bentley, country singer. He is 49 today. Big hits include What Was I Thinking and Drunk on a Plane. Those two are not the same song, but two different ones, although they seem related. If you've ever been drunk on a plane, you inevitably will ask, what was I thinking? Other birthdays today, Joel McHale is 53. Jeff Winger on Community. He was host of The Soup before that. Mike D from the Beastie Boys is 59. And Disney legend Ming-Na Wen is 61 today. I feel like there's another term for her, and I'm brain farting on what it is now, but there is something that Disney will bestow upon some of its most prolific contributors, and Ming-Na is one of them. You get known and presented as a Disney legend. The reason why is because she's been in so many Disney things, including she is Finnick Shand in The Mandalorian, Melinda May on / The Cavalry on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That was the Marvel TV show. Dr. Chin on ER, and she was also the voice of Disney's Mulan. So, I mean, she's been very prolific with Disney. So happy birthday to Ming Na. She is 61 today. And in addition to being a pretty good actress, she's also a fierce ass kicker. Sean Young turns 65. That is the android Harrison Ford falls for in Blade Runner. She was also the transsexual police officer in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Hell of a career. Close Einhorn, yeah. Just just seared into our brains forever. Bo Derek from the movie 10, along with Tarzan the Ape Man and Bolero. She is 68 today. It's amazing because that's how iconic that beach running scene is from the movie 10. To this day, I've still never seen that movie. One of the few I have not seen, but I know that scene. I have seen it.
Oh, okay. Now, if it was like 10 versus Predator, you would have seen the movie.
10 times. Yeah, easily.
She was part of one of the most surreal nights of my life.
Oh, what? You got some explaining to do.
Yes. So a friend of mine from college ended up working for George W. Bush when he was governor, and then went on to work for him when he was president. So the night of the election in 2000, he invited me down to Austin, and kind of got like a VIP deal to watch the elections. And so I ended up that night. And if, you remember, obviously, they call it one way, they call it the other. And then, that went on for 6 weeks or so. But I'm sitting in a trailer with Bo Derek and Wayne Newton.
Okay. So Vegas exploded in your trailer?
Yeah. and two of the nicest people ever. Just absolutely down to earth, lovely to talk to.
I like to think that when they tell this story to their friends, like Wayne Newton tells the story, it's like, man, there was this one night on election 2000, I was in the trailer with Bo Derek and Trey Trenholm. And then Bo Derek tells the story as well. I was in the trailer 2000 election in Austin with Wayne Newton and Trey Trenholm. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you get Wayne to sing?
No, but one of the things I never ever took him up on, but after I went and read about it, because he was like, I don't forget names and face it. He goes, you ever come to Vegas? He gave me a number. He goes, call this person, give him your name. I'll take care of you, set you up, whatever. Never did. But then I read about it. It's like, yeah, like he has some amazing memory, and if he says he'll take care of you, always did. So always regret not taking him up on that.
You should have.
Yeah, you could have had a Beverly D'Angelo moment with Wayne Newton from Vegas Vacation.
Wow. Wayne Newton.
Yeah.
It could have been you he romanced instead of Beverly D'Angelo.
That's frightening.
Yeah.
Good.
You didn't wish Bo Derek on him?
Yeah, that's
Wayne Newton. What kind of a-hole friend are you? Hey, you could have had a moment with Bo Derek, but nope, you're having a fling in your head with Trey and Wayne Newton in Vegas.
You know what? Honestly, if you're gonna have a thing with that little threesome there in the trailer on election night, I mean Trey with Wayne Newton and Bo Derek, I think you had to get. I think you would have gotten down.
Yeah, what if
on
that
Bo? Yeah, on Bo Derek, no.
What if like you were sitting in the trailer and they just kind of looked at each other and then looked at you and you're like, so Trey, what are you thinking? We can
heads or tails.
There's just something so beautiful about it when Wayne Newton sings it.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Trey, Raj, are you ready to chart your fart? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I'm not asking the question. It's actually, and I'm not making this up, although it sounds like I am. It's Australia's National Science Agency that's asking if you would chart your fart.
I mean, it's just like the crazy hot matrix for farts.
If you don't think alcohol's a problem with Australia, this is their science organization.
And they just released an app for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an app that tracks your farts. It's called Chart Your Fart. And it will let you track things like fart frequency, duration, loudness, stench, and how long the smell lingered. They're asking Australians to track their farts for 3 days, including 1 day on the weekend. And they say it's to help scientists better understand the frequency and characteristics of one of the leading gut health symptoms that we all experience. Now, while it's meant for Australians, anyone can download this, which means us. We can do this. And there's an option for people located outside of Australia. All you have to do is log your farts as they happen, and then it compiles all the information into a bar graph that shows how many times you have farted each day and how severe they were. So for science sake, you can chart your fart.
Okay. I don't know. I feel bad for the Indian guy that had to develop the app. But
Well, I think he'd rather be in a room coding than
yes, than be the one who has to hold the phone up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, while I understand they're trying to find, solutions or information, data, research on, gut health, which is important, for things. I think it makes sense if you're the Australian Science Agency. It's like, okay, we need this information, but how can we do it to where we're not stuck in an enclosed room with the farters? So
Yeah,
an app makes sense.
Can't you just take like a probiotic and a multivitamin and just call it a day?
Well, you bring up a solid point, Raj, pun intended.
Uh-huh.
And that is, you could skew the results, because if you wanted to be a prolific farter and chart your fart for the Australian Science Agency, you could just eat all the foods that make you gassy, and you just let them rip all day, and you just log it on the app the way it asks you to. So, I mean, you could really, throw these numbers a little bit.
Yeah. I'm Indian. We're a very bean forward, lentil forward culture, and so that stuff. I don't know what would make me gassy, because that stuff. I just grew up on it, so that it doesn't have that effect on me. When people are like, "Oh, ate too many beans," it doesn't do that. So
Gotcha.
I don't know what it would be. I don't know. I think I would be a bad patient or.
Or maybe you would be essential, because there are some people, like I said, that are going to go out and do this and, try to break the curve, basically. So you might be essential to the data.
I see.
Does it count if you're farting and then you have a little bit extra and need a little squirt with it?
That's an interesting question, because once the fart turns wet, is it still a fart, or is that just a?
That's a completely different app.
We've now stumbled on a great philosophical question.
Which came first?
I mean, they do say never trust a fart. I never thought that flatulence would steer us into an existential crisis, but it's the Treehouse, and that's what we do. Be sure to follow all things Treehouse at Treehouse on Air. For us individually, for me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm 1, and for Raj, it is at Comedian Raj. Give us a follow on social media. For the show itself, it's treehouseonair.com. We will see you next time right here inside the Treehouse.